Hi everyone, for today's eye look we're going to be using the new Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. We're going to be using the shade Low Blow as our transition shade. So we're going to be using a Sigma E36 blending brush and we're going to put that shadow all over the crease and also outside like if we were doing a wing. The reason why I'm using a transition shade is because it's going to make the blending easier for us. So now I'm going to go in with Cayenne on an Ecotools smudge brush and I'm just going to be adding that color to the same area where the transition is. And this is just a process of layering and this is going to help increase the depth of the overall look. Now I'm going in with an Ecotools blend brush from the Eye Enhancing Duo Kit. This brush is fluffy so it helps make the edges blend out and seem seamless, which is what we want because we're going to be adding even more colors and we never want the shadow to look harsh. So we're going to keep blending as necessary and then once we're done we're going to be going in with Heat Level on the Sigma E36. Since we want this color to be as low in the crease as possible, that's why I'm using this brush since it's so small undefined. And don't worry if you get any color on your lid because we'll clean that up later. Now I'm going in with the color Ounce on a Sigma E40 tapered brush to help blend those edges even more and add some highlight to the brow bone. Now we're going in with Cayenne on the detailed crease brush that actually came with the palette. So again, this process is just adding color, blending, adding color and blending until you think you achieve the look that you want. Going in again with Ounce on the same Sigma E40 brush, just doing some more blending, and really if you're a first timer, blending is really what helps define your eyeshadow, and if you learn how to blend well, your eyeshadows will always look good. So we're going in with En Fuego and Ashes, and just really focus that on the absolute lowest part of the crease. And what I've been trying to do for this whole look is get a nice gradient from a light color to a very dark color at the crease so that when we add the lid shade we can see the nice definition of color throughout the whole eyeshadow. And just going back again, more blending because that's what I've been doing for this whole time. And I'm going to change the shape a little of the wing using the Tweezerman line glider brush. But I mean it's not that important, but I just wanted to, but you can always clean that up later once we add the concealer. Now back to the Ounce shade, however, I'm going to be using a Coastal Scents BRCN02 brush, which is like a shader, and you can actually see that the deposit of color was very different than the brush I used before. Now going in with Heat Level, I thought that the crease still needed a little bit more of color because I just didn't think it went high enough, so I'm using the Sigma E40 just to help blend it out and get a nice smoky effect. And now that that's all over, we're going to go in with the BareMinerals concealer in medium 2 and also a BareMinerals tapered eyeshadow brush to put the concealer all over the lid and also underneath the wing. And this is why before I said not to really worry if you got any eyeshadow on the lid, because using this technique we can clean up any mistakes that were made throughout the blending process. You also want to put concealer underneath the wing so you can get it as sharp as possible. And once you're done doing that, it should look something like this. Next we're going to add the lid color, so I chose Lumbre and I'm going to be using the same BareMinerals tapered eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to try to do this as precise as possible because if we get any of the eyeshadow on the crease area then it's going to be hard to clean it up, and also you want to remember to put shadow underneath the wing. And now I'm going to be working on the inner corner, so I'm going in with some NYX Glitter Primer on a Maybelline Gel Liner brush, and then I'm going to be spreading that all over the inner corner and some bits of the lower lash line. And now I'm finally going in with that loose eyeshadow from Sugarpill and Penelope and just adding it all over the places where I put the primer. So now you can actually see the difference between Penelope and Lumbre on the lid, and I want them to actually blend really well together. So I'm going to go over with Lumbre into that area where they both meet so that Penelope can easily blend in with the rest of the color on the lid. Okay, now moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going on a Cayenne on an Artistry shader brush, and we really want to mimic the same steps that we did in the crease. So the next shadows I'm going to be using is En Fuego and Ashes, and now I'm going to be smoking them onto the lower lash line. You can get as smoky as you like. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and add Lancome's Definicis Lengthening and Defining Mascara. Once I finish with the top lashes, I go down to the bottom ones and I use a different technique where I actually spin the brush to its side and I use the tip of the brush to coat every individual lash, and this is how I get them to look so full and long. Using Stila's Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner and Lionfish, I'm going to line my waterline and tight line. And now to finally complete this look, I'm going to be using Ardell's Demi Wispy Lashes. And here's the final look. I hope you guys liked it. You can recreate this using any other colors and the same technique. Now with the full face of makeup, here we are. And my final thoughts on this palette is I give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching.